Most enterprise AI projects fail, not because the technology is bad, but because the models have never seen your data. Mistral just launched a platform that could change that equation entirely. And if you run AI workloads in your company, you need to understand what this means. Here's what happened. At NVIDIA GTC this week, French AI startup Mistral unveiled Mistral Forge, a platform that lets enterprises train custom AI models from scratch on their own proprietary data, not fine-tune, not bolt on a retrieval layer. Actually train from the ground up. Think of it this way. Most enterprise AI today is like buying a suit off the rack and getting it tailored. Forge is like hiring the tailor to build the suit from your own fabric. The difference matters because off-the-rack models are trained on the internet. They don't understand your internal documents, your compliance rules, your industry jargon, or your workflows. Now, several companies already offer fine-tuning or retrieval augmented generation, known as RAG. Mistral is going further. According to Elisa Salamanca, Mistral's head of product, Forge lets enterprises and governments customize AI models for their specific needs using full-scale training, not surface-level adjustments. The platform includes synthetic data pipelines, Mistral's library of open-weight models including small efficient ones like Mistral Small 4, and a team of forward-deployed engineers who embed directly with customers. That last part is borrowed from the Palantir and IBM playbook, and this is not theoretical. Forge is already live with partners including Ericsson, the European Space Agency, Dutch chipmaker ASML, Italian consulting firm Reply, and Singapore's DSO and HTX. CEO Arthur Mensch says the company is on track to surpass $1 billion in annual recurring revenue this year. For a 3-year-old European startup competing against OpenAI and Anthropic, that is a serious milestone. So what actually changes for you? First, if you work in a regulated industry like finance, healthcare, or government, this opens a door. You can train a model on your own data without that data ever touching a third-party provider's infrastructure. That is a significant compliance advantage. Second, think about non-English use cases. General-purpose models trained on the internet skew heavily toward English. If your business operates in French, Arabic, or Mandarin, or if you deal with highly specialized technical language, a model trained from scratch on your own corpus will perform dramatically better than a fine-tuned general model. Third, consider cost. Mistral's co-founder Timothée Lacroix made this point directly. Smaller models can't be as good on every topic as their larger counterparts, but the ability to customize lets you choose what to emphasize and what to drop. In practice, that means a small, specialized model can match or beat a massive general-purpose one on your specific task, while running faster and costing far less. Here's a concrete scenario. A manufacturing company running quality inspections could train a compact Forge model on years of defect reports and sensor data. That model, running on-site without cloud connectivity, could outperform GPT-4 on that narrow task at a fraction of the cost. But let's be honest about the risks. Training models from scratch is hard. It requires significant data curation, compute resources, and machine learning expertise. Mistral provides tooling and engineers, but the burden on the enterprise side is real. If your internal data is messy, incomplete, or poorly documented, Forge won't magically fix that. There's also the question of scale. Mistral has raised roughly $2.7 billion at a $13.7 billion valuation. That sounds impressive until you compare it to OpenAI at $500 billion or Anthropic at $350 billion. The company needs to prove that Forge can scale across industries, geographies, and compliance environments. Early partners are promising, but they are still early. And one more thing, training from scratch means you own the model, which also means you own the maintenance. When the data changes, when regulations shift, you are responsible for retraining. There's no automatic update from a provider, so here's what you should do in the next 30 days if this is relevant to your organization. 1. Audit your internal data assets. Before you even consider a platform like Forge, ask whether your proprietary data is clean, structured, and accessible enough to train a model on. If not, that's your first project. 2. Run a cost comparison. Take your most expensive or most frequently used AI workload and estimate what it would cost to run a smaller, specialized model versus your current general-purpose API. The delta might surprise you. 3. Evaluate your compliance exposure. If you're sending sensitive data to a third-party model provider today, map out exactly what data leaves your environment and under what terms. That analysis will tell you whether a platform like Forge addresses a real vulnerability or just a theoretical one. 4. Talk to Mistral's team directly. They offer forward-deployed engineers as part of Forge. Request a scoping session. Even if you don't commit, you'll learn what's feasible for your use case. 5. Watch what ASML, Ericsson, and the European Space Agency do with Forge over the next 2 quarters. Their results will be the clearest signal of whether training from scratch delivers on its promise at enterprise scale. The bottom line is this: Mistral is betting that the future of enterprise AI is not about using someone else's model, but about building your own. If they're right, the companies that move first will have a durable advantage. If you want to stay ahead of the AI moves that actually matter for business, subscribe to AI Blueprint. We break down the signal from the noise every week,